Hello, Meoni here of the Clismcast, and Happy New Year, guys. Welcome to 2015. I thought I'd kick it off with a slightly higher frames per second video today. We're going to try out the 60 frames per second. Hopefully this recording is of decent quality. I'm not sure how this will work, actually. But today we're going to be showing off in Elite Dangerous one of the trade routes that I've found, partly through the users on Reddit. I can't remember the guy who posted this, but this is a particularly cool trade route if you're wondering how to make large quantities of gold, up to 200,000 gold every 10 to 15 minutes, depending on how fast you are at docking. It's a place you want to come to. It's George Lucas, this station around a planet called Listi. Listi is near Lave in particular, so you'll be able to search for that. Listi in particular is known for its space cricket galactically, as if you didn't know that already, you know. But we'll be going to a place called Comovoy. Now, Comovoy, if I can find the bloody thing, we go through, it's a two-jump trade route, this, through Turdetani, a very poorly, unfortunately named place, to Comovoy. So we're doing two jumps, which is about 30 light years in total. So each jump, I think it's 18 light years apiece, something like that, or 16 light years. But you'll need a A-rank jump drive to make it in two. But you can do it, obviously, with more jumps, but I'm going to be showing you this. I'll show you my ship in a moment, but here we are at George Lucas. Now, George Lucas has a serious demand for gold, in particular, and sometimes they offer you missions here to actually deliver gold. Here it's cobalt instead, not worth it. But the gold, usually they ask for about 12 tons of gold, which would equal about 100,000 gold. Credits rather, not gold. Gold for credits rather. But yeah, 100,000 extra credits, but it's not here. But that's extra gold. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to be transporting 104 tons of consumer technology, and we're going to be taking this to Sylv's Dock, which is in Comovoy, which is 2 jumps away. To do this, as I said before, I do have this frameshift drive. This is a Class 4A ranking jump drive. This allows me to go 18.7 light years laden, fully loaded, and 28, I think, unladen. And of course I've got as much cargo capacity stuff as can be possibly fit in here, including the 4 slot. Apart from the shield generator, you can swap that out for another 4 tons, so you could essentially have 108 tons of cargo, but I don't think it's worth giving up a a shield generator, having the ability to protect yourself from interdictions for 4 extra tons. It really isn't worth it. So you make 100,000 tons both ways, thereabouts. The way there is 96,000 with consumer technology. You can actually choose to sell progenitor cells as well, but they sell for a slightly lower price, but both of those are currently doing well. But we're doing consumer technology from George Lucas Station here in Listi, and we're delivering it in Sylv's Dock over in Comovoy via the main jump in the middle to Turdetani, the unfortunately named system in between. So as you can see, we're just going to be taking this like normal. It takes about 15 minutes, as I say, to get there, obviously depending on how long it takes you to dock, but 15 minutes in total for there and back is essentially what I'm saying. So every 15 to 20 minutes you'll be getting 200,000 credits. Now obviously there are going to be other more profitable solutions to making credits in the game, and of course that's totally up to you. Whether or not you go on a website such as, the trading tool, FUD's Elite Trading Tool, which I'll have in the description below, or you go on Reddit and find out someone's route that they've posted, or, finding it yourself by simply looking at a commodities market. Now this one, I just decided to follow the train to kind of get a grips of how it works, but personally I've found other routes that are slightly more treacherous but make a bit more credits. But this is a very simple route that you can't really go wrong with. It's 2 jumps either way, and it's about 4 jumps, with a lesser drive for a couple of other sectors, which of course you can plot out. But it's a fairly uneventful scene of recording, as we're going to Convoy now. But the sooner you can get a higher jump drive, that can reach longer distances, the better. That 1.5 million jump drive seems like a lot of credits to sink in to a jump drive, but really it pays for itself very, very quickly. So here we are, we're just looking for Convoy here, and we're looking for Sylv's Station, Sylv's Dock rather, which is, I believe, let's see, how many light seconds away? Yeah, so it's only 7 light seconds away from the star nav point, which is particularly good. Now, when you're looking for a trade route, there are a few things you want to be looking at. Obviously, A, the commodities that you're selling to and from the stations that you're going from. You want to make it a circuit, so you deliver a high commodity, a high supplying item from one place to somewhere that really wants it, and vice versa in the loop. And obviously, the other thing is to make sure that you're delivering to somewhere, and from somewhere that's not millions of miles away from the nearest station. LH3447 anyone, which is like 1,000 light seconds away from the nearest station. But Self-Stock is a relatively good place. This is a very good route. I'm sure a lot of people are doing this since it was posted on Reddit. And of course that does make the market change. So far it hasn't changed too much. It's still extremely profitable. I've been doing this for quite some time now, over the past couple of weeks. I've not been playing the game quite as hardcore as you would imagine, so that's why I've only got about 4 million credits. I'm a slacker. But there we go, we get nice and close, safe disengage. A little tip here is that if you lock on to the station and also request docking, there are little arrows that appear on that like little symbol icon thing of the station down on the bottom left. Perhaps you can see it, but they point the direction towards the entrance. So if, I see a lot of people actually going, oh, I wish they'd put arrows on it. Well, they actually have got arrows on the side of the station if you lock your target. So that's something to remember in the future. It makes things a lot easier. I know for a fact that the station entrance is this side, for example, from where I jumped in. And another good tip as well is the station entrance will always be facing the planet that it's orbiting around. So that's another piece of information which I can confirm is true. That was posted on Reddit a while back. So we're just going to nicely dock here. We're landing pad 3, so I'm using a joystick here. We're going to nicely coast this in. Another tip is lowering your landing gear slows you down naturally, so you're not having to be quite so twitchy on your throttle control. So it's a lot easier. The limiter is about 107 meters per second, so that's nice and easy to drift in. Another tip is to hover above before, obviously going downwards, or you can land it like a plane. Just make sure you're going slow enough. Or you can just hover it in like this. Just because we're recording, we don't want to mess this up too much. Other landing attempts are available. As you can see, we spend 2,000 on the fuel from that distance, and we go and sell these, and we sell these for a nice healthy profit of 96,000 here. Now, 96,000, 100k a journey, you said to me, Meoni. Well, you actually make 104 on the other way, so you make 200,000 in total. And we want to buy as much gold as possible here. Once you get bigger ships like the Type 9, you'll be doing the same trip probably. You'll be able to fit like 300 and something, maybe tons. I'm not sure entirely how much. But we just launch from here. We don't have to go into our galaxy map now because we know we're going to Turdetani, so we can lock that destination in. Just press launch. It takes quite a while to launch from these medium landing pads. Actually, you got to wait for the foldy things to come back down. So as I'm saying, I am trying out this new recording shadow play functionality on my NVIDIA card to see if it's slightly better than Fraps. So I would be interested to see some comments below from my regulars saying whether or not they can see a visual improvement or not. Oh, this, god damn it. That's I think that's a Type 7, or it could be just a Type 6. I'm not familiar with the designs of ships too much yet. I know that I'm in a Type 6, but I think that's a Type 7. They're more pokey, and by pokey I mean long, rather than the big fat ship that I'm in now. And I said ship, not shit. This always annoys me, mass lock until this location. So yeah, this is, you know, it's quite boring making money in this game this way. Obviously there are many other ways of doing it. You can go on the militaristic route. There was a lot of conflict recently that I made a video on in Sorbago. You can make a killing there. Obviously wanted targets, destroying them next to nav beacons and in resource allocation sites that people have also posted on Reddit. You know, are all good places to go and hunt for people. Get yourself a kill warrant scanner, and you can essentially scan people, and if they're wanted, instead of getting 7k for a kill, you could get like 100k from scanning them even further and seeing if any other systems want them, because it sort of like locates the database of criminal activity and scans them based on that, so you get a little bit more for your kills. So that's another little top tip for bounty hunting. So we're just logging onto Leasty now. I'm going to be heading towards George Lucas, which is our, you know, last point of view for point of interest for this journey, and we'll have done a successful round trip. Hopefully we will have successfully done it without any problems along the way. I haven't failed a docking procedure yet, so the camera is on though. The you know, the attention to detail is needed. I'm trying to make this as fast as possible so that the video isn't, you know, 20 minutes long. It shouldn't be. Trying to be as fast as I possibly can to get this done and show you how fast it is to get 200k. Now obviously you might be posting below ideas of getting more money in this sort of time duration, and please do post those below. I'm really interested. Share with me basically and everyone else out here, you know, if you found any better routes or better ways of getting more credits than 200k every 20 minutes, I'd be very interested to see that. And if you tell me I might make a video, you know. I would love to make more videos in this game. It's just I don't really know what to make. I don't know what people would really love to see. And that's something else maybe you could comment on, like what you would love for me to show off. I'm really enjoying this in my spare time, and would love to share some more moments with you. Perhaps exploration, who knows. But we're getting close to George Lucas here, so I'm keeping 10 seconds away from a destination. 10 to 11 seconds away from a destination is a nice safe plot. It means that I don't overshoot or undershoot too badly, and it just suddenly turned into a 20-minute video. So we're being interdicted here. We're in solo mode, and this interdiction device is particularly strong. It's not your level 1 interdiction device. I am trying to escape as best as I can, but this thing, yeah, look, we've completely failed there. There's nothing I can do against something like that. We're down to 96% hull already. Oh, look at that. Time to pay up. Yeah, well, you're gonna kill me, right? The next line will probably be, I will consign your soul to the void or something. So a little tip here with the NPCs, you want to be holding F, or whatever button it is that you've got bound to going downwards, and you also want to be throttling forward at the same time, so you're making progress. You want to be killing as much time by spinning as well. Full bottom left spin here I've got on with my joystick until the FSD drive comes off cooldown. He can't hit me. He tried to hit me with rockets there. They are missing because they're dumbfire. Sometimes you'll get unlucky, but other times like this you'll be fine. So that was completely useless on his behalf. He did damage me a little bit, but I think that's like 230 credits worth of damage, something like that. So you will get interdicted, and I would definitely recommend trading in solo mode, unless you want the full experience of people, you know, obviously hunting you down. But currently this trade route is quite well camped. Quite a lot of people come out here to camp traders, and if you're like me and you only have a certain amount of credits and you're trying to make a start for yourself and get your first multi-crew ship, such as the Asp, etc., you might want to go into solo mode and just trick the AI with that little trick I showed you there and get away from him. they're not too much of a problem. As I say, it would be 15 to 16 minutes maybe, without being interdicted. It's very rare that that happens, honestly. Leasty is a pretty decent security, high security place. It is in an anarchy system though, and Silverstock is usually where I get interdicted, actually, not this way backwards. But you don't want to be losing 104 tons of gold, that's for sure, to a player or anything else. So we lock on, we request docking, and as you can see, apart from the entrance is there, right next to us, the arrows are also pointing to that entrance. And those arrows would be all the way around that model, that green box down there. The reason it's green, coincidentally, is because my reputation with this particular station's faction, because I've traded so much with them, they are now friendly with me. Ordinarily it would be orange, and it would be red if they hated me and would kill me on sight, if I had a big enough bounty against that faction, for example. So we're going to come in here quite hot this time, just spin it around. You know, not going to mess around too much, just want to get this done. We've been interdicted, save some time, try and make this, you know, just under 20 minutes. If I can do that, I'm looking at the clock now. I think I might be able to make it if I don't bodge up this landing and scrape along the floor. Usually I would bomb it in and just hold F and hope for the best, but we're going to be nice and careful this time. And that's not a bad landing, actually. Right, there we go. As always, make sure you look on George Lucas's bulletin board to see if they are currently purchasing any gold. Watch it here. You might get a few 100k extra. It's always worth it, and obviously reputation. But yeah, they're after Bertrandite, which is usually where the gold slot would be. It's pretty rare that you see it for sale here. You know, wanted here rather, but they do have a high demand for it, so it's possible. So we sell all of this and make a very tidy profit there. So there you go, 106,000, and we got 94 from the other way, so we have made 200,000 credits within 15 to 20 minutes. If you can do better, please leave a comment below. I'm sure you know, there will be many other ways of doing it, and that's the beauty of this game. But this is the best I and a few people on Reddit who posted this in the first place have, you know, actually discovered to make fast credits. But thank you for watching. Like I say, I'm very interested in, you know, playing more of this game, so I'd like to obviously record more, depending on what people want to see. If you want to see some epic space battles, or if you want to see some PvP even, I'm up for doing some of that. I'm working towards a Lake on Type 9, as you can see, 76 million credits required for that. Might get a Type 7 along the way, which is sold at the other station. As you can see, look, 128 in one cargo slot there, and that's not upgraded. You know, you can get a wide variety of ships. There's my Type 6, which is 1 million credits, the ship I'm currently using, with the maximum speed or distance jump drive. Of course, there's the Viper. I had one of these before, 142k. It's quite capable of doing this route until you've got enough money to do to purchase a Type 6, which is exactly what I did, in fact. But anyway, for more tips and hints and stuff, be sure to check back. I'll be making more videos. And again, Happy New Year and welcome to 2015. Let me know what you want to see. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Meoni, and I'll see you next time.